Okay, welcome back to my class again. So today especially my class or the subject that I'm going to start especially for class 9 WB. Okay, this is chapter 8 that we are going to start up today, Margary's First Flight by Liam O'Flaherty. So first of all, before beginning the chapter, I want to give you a brief or in short I want to explain about the writer. Where is he from? Who is he? Okay, so let's just go ahead with the author first. Liam O'Flaherty was born in the year 1896. He was he was a very important Irish novelist. Novelist means a person who writes a novel. And not only he was a novelist, but he was even a very good short story writer and one of a major figure, means major individual, major personality in the Irish Renaissance, in the period of Irish Renaissance. He was well known and he was very much famous. He was very much prolific during in the Irish Renaissance. So not only this story that he have written, beyond the story he have written many more, and some of them are, which include The Informer, written of the Brute, House of Gold, The Informer, written of the Brute, House of Gold, and there are many more. And at the last, he died in the year 1984. So this is all about a writer, Liam O'Flaherty. So this is very important about a writer. You please note it down, class 9. Okay, so now let's begin with the summary of the story. Okay, I have summarized the story in short. Let me explain this first, then I'll go ahead with the passage. The story is about a young seagull. Seagull, it's a kind of a bird, okay, and his experience of learning how to fly. So the story is specially about a bird named Seagull, who is a young means a baby seagull, okay, and in the story it has discussed that how this young seagull it experiences how to learn how to fly, experience of learning how to fly. The story it basically focuses on how fear must be conquered before one may achieve anything of significance. So if anything you need to do in life, okay, easily you are not going to get that thing. You have to work very hard, you have to put on your effort, you have to struggle a lot. Only after that you will be able to achieve the thing that you desire. So before doing anything unexpected, before doing something very good, you have a fear in your heart whether you can achieve or not, whether you can fulfill or not. Same thing happens in the story. Young seagull, it tries several times to fly, but there is a fear within this young seagull which doesn't let the seagull fly. It tries several times but it fails. But finally, slowly it starts gaining its courage, its effort, positiveness. Then at the last, this young seagull will be able to fly up. So that is what it is said here. This story basically focuses or gives more emphasis on how a fear must be overcome. Fear, frightening, how you can overcome this fear before one may achieve anything, anything means anything whichever is important in their life. So like the young seagull who had to be brave in order to fly. In order to fly, the young seagull, it has its family, it has its mother, it has its father, it has its siblings. So they are very much comfortable. They fly every time they go from one place to the other. They carry out the foods, they bring foods, they spend some time together in the sky. So when this young seagull is not able to fly, it just sits down and it watches his family flying up in the sky, rejoicing, enjoying. So where it really gets disheartened that why it cannot fly at all. So it tried 100 times but it fails. But finally this seagull, it tries to gain the courage, tries to bring up the bravery. Then finally this young seagull is able to fly up to the sky. Not only just this young seagull carried on its own brave because of its confidence, but This young seagull is also been given the moral support by his mother, and finally it is able to fly up to the sky. So this story basically symbolizes the nervousness one experience before doing something new, right? As we are also a human being, something new if you want to do in life, we are not experienced, we are not perfect, isn't it? We are a learner, so we might make mistakes, and if we make, then we have a fear that if we make mistakes, what might happen? So that fear is there always in our heart. So the story is mainly giving so story is focusing that we have to erase away our fear, and we have to replace fear with a brave, with confidence, so that whatever comes in our life, whatever the new things is there to achieve in our life, then if that fear is overcome, if that fear will be overcome, then we'll be able to achieve good things in life. So this is the summary of the story. So please note it down. Now let's go ahead with the book. The young seagull was alone on his ledge. So here there is a word called ledge, ledge. It means a flat rock surface sticking out from a cliff. Ledge, it's a small flat rock surface. The seagull was alone sitting in this place, okay? And he had his two brothers and his sister. His two brothers and his sister had already flown away the day before, just a previous day, okay? Just a previous day, he had his two brothers and one sister. They just have flew up. They just have gone up to the sky, might be in hunt of a food. He had been afraid to fly with them, but when his brother and sister they flew up to the sky, he was not able to fly and he was very much afraid. When he had run forward to the brink means edge. Okay? Brink means edge of the ledge, he became afraid. As this is a cliff, as that seagull bird is sitting here, and just below this there is a huge ocean, okay? So this bird, from this point, it tried to fly, but it was very much frightened that instead of flying, he might fall down, he might get drowned in the water. So that fear was there. So he became very much afraid. The great expanse of the sea stretched down beneath, because there was a great sea just below this cliff. If he tries to fly from here, he is not able to fly. And he has a fear that he might fall down and get submerged in the water. He felt certain that his wings would never support him. So he bent his head and ran away back to the little hole where he slept at night. His father and mother had come around calling to him shrilly, but for the life of him, he could not move. So now he just could not go further from here. So he just went back to his place, and there is a small hole nearby. So he went inside the hole and he went to sleep. So that night his father and mother both had come and they were calling their child. Maybe he was hungry the whole day, and his parents might have bought some food to give him. So they called him up. That was 24 hours ago. Ago means before. This incident just took 24 hours, means one day before. Since then, nobody had come near him. Except his mother and father, nobody came near to him. The day before, he had watched his parents flying about with his brother and sister. They were teaching them the art of flight and how to dive for fish. He had seen his eldest brother catching his first herring, while his parents circled around proudly. Herring is a kind of a fish. Okay, so just one day before, this long seagull, it was in a cliff sitting, it tried several times to fly, but it couldn't fly, and it had fear that it might fall down in the sea. But instead, he sat there and he watched his parents as well as his siblings together happily. They were flying up in the sky, and their father and mother were teaching his siblings to how to get a dive in the sea and how to catch the fish. So in that case, one of his brother was able to catch a herring fish from the sea, and all the parents were and that brother's parents, his parents were very much happy to see that whatever their parents taught, the elder brother was able to fulfill it. The sun was now ascending the sky. Ascending means it was the time for the sun to set. Blazing warmly on his ledge that faced the south, he felt the heat because he had not eaten since the previous nightfall. Since one day before, he had not eaten anything. So he was very hungry. He was sitting there where he used to sit every time in the cliff. He was sitting there as the sun was setting. The rays of the sun, it directly went towards him, and he was very much feeling tired, and he was very much heated with the warmth of the sun. Now there was not a single scrap of food left in the straw nest. There was no food left at all. His little grey body trotted back and forth on the ledge. Trotted back means to walk rapidly. To walk hurriedly and forth on the ledge. He was trying to find some means of reaching his parents without having to fly, but on each side of him the ledge ended in a sheer fall with the sea beneath. He could surely reach them without flying if he could only move northwards along the cliff. But then on what could he walk? There was no ledge, and he was not flying. So what happened is, this young seagull, it was very much hungry, and nobody came near to him. Nobody was there to give him a food. So in a hungry, he was very much tired as well. He tried running from here to there, but was of useless because his parents, his siblings never came near to him. So even if he tries to fly, he cannot fly at all, and he have a fear that he might get drowned in the river. So he doesn't have any other options left rather to sit there in the cliff. He stepped slowly out to the brink of the ledge. He stood on one leg with the other leg hidden under his wing. Closing one eye and then the other, he pretended to be falling asleep. So he doesn't have any options left. So finally, he thought of just falling asleep. Right? He tried to sleep, keeping his legs in between the wings so that he will be getting a good sleep. Closing one again. Still, his parents took no notice of him. His parents didn't bother about this young seagull. So he must be feeling very much alone. He must be feeling very much deprived. Okay. So he saw his two brothers and his sister lying on the plateau. They were dodging with their heads sunk into their wings. His father was preening his feathers on his right back. Only his mother was looking at him. She was standing on a little high hump on the plateau, eating a piece of fish. The sight of the food maddened him. So see, just away from this sea, there was one plateau. Okay, here there was one plateau. So in this plateau, his father, mother, two brother and sister, everyone was sitting here. They all were very much tired because throughout the day they just flew up in the sky. They tried to get the food from the river. So after eating food, after finishing everything, two brothers, sister and father, they were asleep. And he could only see his mother, that his mother was looking at that young seagull. And that mother had a small piece of fish with her. And when the young seagull saw that piece of fish with his mother, he was mad. He was mad to get that piece of fish because he was hungry since one day. So he made a sound, begging her to bring him some food. She screamed back. He kept calling, and after a minute or so, he uttered a joyful scream. His mother had picked up a piece of fish and was flying across to him with it. But when she was just opposite to him, she halted, her wings motionless. The piece of fish in her beak was almost within reach of his beak. He waited a moment in surprise, wondering why she did not come nearer. And then, maddened by hunger, he dabbed at the fish. So what happened is, Now this mother and the younger son was sitting just sitting far away. In between there was a river. So now this young seagull tried to say something to his mother, and mother also spoke him back, and he was trying to ask for that piece of fish. He was trying to explain that how hungry he is to his mother, but his mother did not give any attention. His mother just picked up a piece of fish and she started to fly in the sky, and she used to go near to the young seagull. Again she used to come back. This is her technique of making her young child to be able to fly. Okay, she used to go near to the young child with a piece of fish. Again she used to come back. Again she used to go. Again she used to come back. In this way she was giving a courage. She was giving a positiveness towards this young seagull. And he was totally hungry that in a hunger he died. He just went to catch that fish without thinking anything else. With a loud scream, he fell outwards and downwards into space. Then terror seized him and his heart stood still. But it only lasted a moment. The next moment, he felt his wings spread outwards. The wind rushed against his breast feathers, then under the stomach and against his wings. He could feel the tips of his wings cutting through the air. He was not falling headlong now. He was soaring gradually downwards and outwards. He was no longer afraid. Then he flapped his wings once and he soared upwards. He uttered a joyous scream and flapped them again. He soared higher. His mother flew past him, her wings making a loud noise. He answered her and with another scream. Then his father flew over him screaming. Then he saw his two brothers and his sister flying around him. So now, finally, as he was very much hungry, in a madness to get that piece of fish, he just didn't think about anything. There is a river in front of him. He cannot fly. That fear did not come there. He just tried to erase away that fear, and he just went ahead, went forward to catch that fish. But when he went forward to catch that fish, he found himself falling up and down. Okay, and slowly he was able to spread his wings, and he could see himself that he was flying in the sky. When he opened up his eyes, he saw himself flying up in the sky, and he was surrounded by his mother, by his father, by his brother and by his sister, that they were very happy that finally this young seagull was able to fly. Finally this young seagull took off his finally this young seagull showed his bravery that it could even fly. So the fear that which this young seagull used to have, he just forgot about that fear, and that fear got overcome and he was able to fly up to the sky. He saw a vast green sea beneath him, and he turned his beak sideways and crowed amusedly. His parents and his brothers and sister had landed on this green floor in front of him. They were beckoning to him, calling shrilly. He dropped his legs to stand on the green sea. So when he was flying up in the sky and he looked down, he saw a very large sea which was green in color. And he could see his brother and sister, how they dived from the sky directly to the sea, and how they used to bring up the fish as their food. So he also wanted to do the same, but he just had learned how to fly, and directly to dive it's impossible. But he just want to go and at least keep his feet in that water. That is enough for him. So his feet sank into the sea. His feet sank into the sea, and then his belly touched it, and he sank no further. He was floating on it. Then slowly he went down and he stepped his leg inside the water, and he could see that he was floating in the water. And around him his family was screaming, praising him. He had made his first flight. So all his family members, his mother, father, two brother and sister, they were up flying in the sky, and they were noticing their youngest child, their youngest young seagull, that how it is able to fly up to the sky, and even how it is able to go and feel the coolness of the river. And that was where the seagull was given a first flight, and that is why the topic of the story is his first flight. So now here he is whose first flight? Young seagull's first flight. That was the first flight that he was able to fly to the sky. That it just happened not because of him only, but with the help of his mother. If his mother wouldn't have gone near him with the food, if he wouldn't be hungry for a few days, he couldn't have flown up to the sky. So because of his mother, he was able to fly, as well as he understood that if there is fear, nothing can achieve. You have to overcome that fear and you have to be brave enough to achieve anything in life. So that is all the story. So I request all the students of class now 9WB to go through these videos and your homework. After going through these videos, there are some questions. Try to solve that questions. Okay, that is your homework. And as you solve that questions today in the evening, when we will be having our classes at sharp 5:30, I'll be checking all your works. Thank you.